Alright, guys, this will probably be the final Raw vs. SmackDown in the Ruthless Aggression era. Who knows, I may continue it just because, I'm having a lot of fun, you know, uh, going back through memory lane, looking at, the rosters and just reminding myself as a kid, man, Raw vs. SmackDown was a really, a true thing for me. I was definitely a SmackDown guy growing up, but, now, like, by these times in 2009, 2010, the brand split, kind of lost its luster. They didn't take it as seriously, so I don't know if I'm going to continue. But also, I know this is the last year in the Ruthless Aggression era, so I think it would be nice, to put a bow on top. To do Survivor Series 2008, and yeah. So let's get into the card right now, Survivor Series 2008. I'm just on Google because I don't really remember the card that much. I guess it wasn't that memorable. But I thought it had some decent stuff, so let's get into it. So the first match, you got Team HBK, you got the Great Khali, Cryme, Tyme, Rey Mysterio, and the Captain Shawn Michaels versus Team JBL, John Morrison, Kane, The Miz, MVP, and of course the Captain JBL. Then we got Team Raw, Beth Phoenix, Candice Michelle, Jillian Hall, Kelly Kelly, and Mickie James versus Team SmackDown, Maria, Maryse, Michelle McCool, Natalia, and Victoria. Then we got Undertaker defeating the Big Show in a casket match. Then we got Team Orton. You got Cody, Mark Henry, Randy Orton. The captain, of course, Shelton and Regal versus Batista, CM Punk, Kofi Kingston, Matt Hardy, and R-Truth. Batista is the team captain. Then we got Edge versus Vladimir Kozlov and Triple H. This is when Edge made the return. He kind of replaced Jeff Hardy and he became the new World Heavyweight WWE Champion. Sorry, Ultimate Opportunist. And in the main event, John Cena returned from injury, which he was happened at SummerSlam, and he defeated Chris Jericho, who was probably the superstar of the year. So, yeah, I mean, looking at this card, is definitely not much. So I think doing the Raw versus SmackDown will definitely make it much more interesting. So let's get into it. All right, so the first match we got Battle of the Women's and Divas Champion. I actually do not know which title was on which brand at the time, but I know Mickie James was representing Raw, and I know Maryse was representing SmackDown. So yeah, you just got good dynamic. Mickie James really popular, veteran face, and you got Maryse, kind of the new cocky heel. Yeah, I think it'd be solid, and I'd probably give Mickie James a win just because she's more established and Maryse hasn't been proven yet. So, but it'll also be a good platform for Maryse to slowly get over as a heel. So, but for now, Mickie James gets the win and Raw is now up 1-0. All right, next up, I have a Survivor Series elimination tag team match for the tag team division. And it's going to be a little interesting because we got Cryme Time, we got William Regal and Paul Burchill, and we got GlamMarella. So you got a women in this match. So this should be interesting. And on the SmackDown side, you got The Miz and John Morrison. You got Finlay and Hornswoggle. So now you got a short person in the match. And then, Jesse and Festus. I think, this would be cool. You got a lot of fun characters. I think Hornswoggle and Beth Phoenix would definitely have to interact in this match. Maybe, Beth Phoenix gives Hornswoggle a gland slam to eliminate them. And I'd actually have Cryme Time and The Miz and Morrison be the final two. And I'd give the win to Miz and Morrison. They could kind of cheat. Cryme Time is pretty much bulletproof anyway. They're super over. So I think it'll be good for Miz and Morrison to get the rub and to be the sole survivors for their team. And they're able to even the score 1-1. All right, now we got kind of like the mid-card Survivor Series elimination tag match. So we got from Raw, CM Punk, Kofi Kingston, Evan Bourne, Dolph Ziggler, and Kane. And from SmackDown, we got MVP, R-Truth, Vladimir Kozlov, Brian Kendrick, and Jack Swagger. So obviously a couple of these guys were on ECW, like Jack Swagger. I moved him to SmackDown. I believe Evan Bourne was also on ECW. I moved him to Raw because in my fantasy world, ECW doesn't exist. And yeah, I think this would be a good match. I'd actually have Kofi and CM Punk be the sole survivors here, just because they were both receiving a good push in 2009. Obviously, CM Punk won Money in the Bank, and Kofi, he feuded with Randy Orton. So I'll give them both the win here. And now Raw is up 2-1, and they could eliminate. They can eliminate Vladimir Kozlov. I'm not really, a big Kozlov guy, so in my booking he would already been pinned already, so it's not a big deal. So they can kind of double team Kozlov and Trouble in Paradise to the go to sleep. 1, 2, 3. Team Raw is now up 2-1. All right, now we got the battle of the tag team champions. We got Legacy representing Raw versus the Colognes representing SmackDown, and this is a pretty good matchup. And they could kind of use the storyline where the Colognes are also third generation superstars, and Legacy can kind of dismiss them and say like their family wasn't as good as our family. And the Colognes could obviously take offense to that and say that they were just given their spots because of who their parents were, and they were busting their ass in Puerto Rico, just to get a shot. So you could kind of go that route, and I'd actually give Legacy the victory with help from Manu. I believe he debuted already, so that just makes sense. And obviously Legacy were the bigger act in 2009, so you got to keep Legacy strong. And now the score is 3-1. So Raw has a pretty good lead right now, and we'll see if SmackDown can rebound. All right, so now we have Battle of the Mid-Card Champions, the Intercontinental Champion Rey Mysterio versus the United States Champion Shelton Benjamin. So yeah, this is kind of, if you kind of looked at my rebooking, guys, Shelton's been in this mid-card title versus title match a couple times already, so that's pretty cool and interesting. And I think this would be a great match. I don't really remember these two having a singles match. Obviously, they had great chemistry in 2003. That was when the World's Greatest Tag Team feuded with Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman. They had a 4-star match at Vengeance. Very great match. And yeah, I think this would be good. Obviously, in my rebooking, I would establish Shelton much more and utilize him more than what WWE did. Maybe give him a title reign in 2009. So, with that, I'd probably give Shelton the win, and I guess he could cheat, because Ray he's established world title guy. So Shelton can kind of cheat, maybe hold on to the tights or something, and he gets the win. Ray's bulletproof anyway, so it won't matter. And now the score is 3-2. Raw still in the lead. So yeah. All right, y'all. Now we're getting into semi-main event, Battle of the World Champions, representing Raw, Chris Jericho. Yes, he's having probably his best career year in the WWE. Just, amazing feud with Shawn Michaels. He's on top of the world right now. Versus The Undertaker. So, I guess I'd have Undertaker defeat Triple H. Maybe No Mercy or Cyber Sunday, whatever it is. And, yeah, this match has actually never happened on a pay-per-view before, which is shocking. And Chris Jericho, he was, on top of the world right now, so he can say that, he's the best wrestler, he's the greatest, and he's not scared of the Undertaker. He doesn't sweat the Undertaker, because he's the greatest of all time, and and Undertaker can say, that Jericho is gonna rest in peace, pretty much, straight and simple. And they could even, Undertaker could like pop up on Raw, scare Jericho, and Jericho could kind of like attack Undertaker, maybe disguise himself as like a cameraman or something, and hit him with the camera, hit him with a couple core breakers, put him in the walls of Jericho. So yeah, and yeah, you gotta give Undertaker the win. Some just because I love Jericho, but Undertaker, he was the man, and also again, I hate to be the predictable one, but you got to tie the series up. So now it's 3-3. So very predictable, but still a great match. You could see it being similar to like the great Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles type matches. This would be a great big man, little man type match. And yeah, we finally have it on pay-per-view. Undertaker gets the win and evens the series 3-3. All right, guys. In the main event of the evening, we got Team Raw, the showstopper, Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, the Animal Batista, the Viper Randy Orton, the self-proclaimed wrestling god JBL, and the returning John Cena, yes, versus Team SmackDown, The Game, Triple H, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, The Big Show, and the returning Rated R superstar Edge. So we got a couple big returns here. And yeah, let's look at Team Raw. Obviously, John Cena and Batista, they got a little bit of unfinished business here, with, Batista defeating John Cena and John Cena getting injured because of the Batista bomb. So, and then we're also slowly building towards the Shawn and JBL feud here. Obviously, it was like the time of the recession, and it was pretty unrealistic to believe Shawn, he was homeless when he was working. He's getting paid, so that was kind of funny. And obviously, Randy Orton, he has history with all of these guys, and even Cena and JBL, they had a rivalry earlier in the year. So there's a lot of interesting dynamics on the Raw side, and on the SmackDown side, of course, we got the Triple H Jeff Hardy, where Triple H says, Jeff is there, but he ain't there yet. Jeff is great, but he ain't great yet. Basically what he was trying to say. And yeah, you also got the Hardy Boys in here. I think it'll be cool. Obviously, Matt was on ECW, but in my rebooking, ECW doesn't exist, so that's that. And then we got the Big Show. He was kind of like flirting with Vicky Guerrero at this time, so he may have tension with Edge, and obviously Edge and Triple H. Triple H is the reason Edge's marriage, with Vicky didn't go through, and so there's that dynamic here. And who would I have win? I'd actually give the win to Team Raw. I'd actually have John Cena be the sole survivor, just because he did return, and I'd actually have Triple H and Edge be the final two. Edge could try to spear Cena. Cena moves out of the way. He hits Triple H, and Cena pins Triple H. Kind of gets even. I believe they fought at Night of Champions, and Triple H beat him, so kind of gets even with Triple H there. And then the Cena and Edge, two classic rivals, and yeah, Cena just gets the win straight. Hits him with the AA. You could even put him in the STFU or whatever you want. Edge taps. Cena gets the win for Bra. And yeah, Cena's back. So yeah, guys, that is my card. Let me know what you guys think about the card. Appreciate all the support I'm getting, and let me run down the card right now. So we got the Battle of the Women's and Divas Champion. We got Mickie James from Raw versus Maryse from SmackDown. We got the tag team division, Survivor Series tag team match. We got Cryme Time, GlamMarella, William Regal and Paul Burchill from Raw versus The Miz and Morrison, Finlay, Hornswoggle, Jesse and Festus from SmackDown. And we got the mid-card Survivor Series tag team match. We got CM Punk, Kofi Kingston, Evan Bourne, Kane and Dolph Ziggler from Raw versus MVP, R-Truth, Vladimir Kozlov, Brian Kendrick, and Jack Swagger from SmackDown. Then we got the Battle of the Tag Team Champions. We got Legacy from Raw versus the Colognes from SmackDown. We got the Battle of the Mid-Card Champions. We got the Intercontinental Champion Rey Mysterio from Raw versus the United States Champion Shelton Benjamin from SmackDown. Then we got the Battle of the World Champions. We got the World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho versus the WWE Champion The Undertaker. And in the main event, we got representing Team Raw, Shawn Michaels, Batista, Randy Orton, JBL, and the returning John Cena versus Team SmackDown, Triple H, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, The Big Show, and the returning Edge. So once again, guys, appreciate all the support. Thanks for listening, and peace.